Animals Visiting Hong Kong by Seth Neeley. Dedicated to my wife Karen for all of her help and encouragement. Welcome to Hong Kong. The awestruck armadillo arrived at the Museum of Art. These paintings are called the Four Noble Ones. The plum blossom represents winter, the orchid spring, the bamboo summer, and the chrysanthemum autumn. The brown bison bustled up to the big Buddha. This huge bronze statue is on top of a tall mountain. It symbolizes a harmonious relationship between people and nature. The cautious camel covered its eyes on the cable car. There are more than 130 mountains in Hong Kong. The cable car takes you to the peak of Mount Muk Yu, where the Big Buddha is located. Some cable cars even have a glass floor so you can see all the way down. The dazed deer devoured so much food at the dim sum restaurant. Dim sum is small food that comes in steamer baskets. People usually drink tea as they eat dim sum with their families. It is great for brunch or lunch. The embarrassed elephant exceeded the weight limit on the escalator. Hong Kong's mid-levels escalator is the longest outdoor covered escalator system in the world. An average elephant weighs as much as 80 people. The fearless flamingo floated across the harbor on top of the ferry. Hong Kong has the most skyscrapers in the world. You can see many while riding on the ferry. People ride on ferries to visit the more than 260 islands. The gentle giraffe gazed at cliffs in the global Geopark. The rock walls at the global Geopark were formed millions of years ago. Stripes were made by volcanoes which left rocks in a hexagonal, six-sided shape. The happy hedgehog headed to the Heritage Museum. You can see art, history, and local culture at the Heritage Museum. There is even a big statue of legendary kung fu master and actor Bruce Lee. The impatient iguana itched its head at the international airport. Hong Kong's airport is one of the largest in the world. It is located on an island that used to have many tall hills, but they made it flat so airplanes could land here. The Jolly Jaguar jumped onto the junk boat. This type of boat has been used for hundreds of years. Junk boats used to travel all around the world, but now they're mostly used for fun and parties. The kind koala kissed her baby in Kowloon Park. There are many parks right in the middle of the city. People like to go there to practice Tai Chi, dance, and play games. The building by the fountain is a pavilion. The lively llama leapt out of the water at Lamma Island. There are many beaches and islands all over Hong Kong. Lamma Island was not named after the animal, it was actually an accident. There are many fishing villages here. The mischievous meerkat met friends to play Mahjong. Mahjong is one of the most popular games in Hong Kong. It uses big plastic blocks which bang together with a clicking sound. It's a great game with 4 players. The nervous narwhal navigated through the night market. You can find a lot of neat things at the outdoor night markets in Hong Kong. They have toys, clothing, electronics, games, candy, watches, and even fruit. The optimistic ostrich observed a performance at the Chinese opera. The Chinese opera is an art which has been done for thousands of years. The brightly colored costumes have special meanings. Many performers paint their faces too. The pristine peacock performed a dance on the Peak Tram. Victoria Peak is the tallest mountain on Hong Kong Island. The Peak Tram will carry you all the way up so you can have a beautiful view of the city and Victoria Harbor. The quiet quail questioned a doctor at the Queen Mary Hospital. Queen Mary Hospital's name comes from British royalty. It is one of the tallest hospitals in the world. Also, there are more than 1,400 beds inside. The restful raccoon relaxed in the sun's rays at Repulse Bay Beach. The summer is very hot and sunny in Hong Kong. There are many beaches to help you cool down though. The short sheep shut the last container at the shipyard. Hong Kong is one of the busiest ship ports in the world. Huge boats bring goods and people to the US, Europe, and all around the world. The tired trout traveled home on the train. The train system in Hong Kong is called the MTR. There are over 5 million train rides taken every day. It is a very quick way to move around in Hong Kong. The unique unicorn used an elevator at the university. Hong Kong has many universities for students to learn. The unique building from the picture is the Innovation Tower at the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. The violet vulture visited the walled village. Hong Kong started mostly with small villages. Many of the villages were surrounded by walls with a bright entryway. A few still exist. The wet walrus waded into the waterfall. There are many waterfalls you can hike to from country parks. This one is Cern Lux Stream. The most famous is Bride's Pool and Mirror Pool. Dr. Z x-rayed the xerus on top of a xylophone. The xerus is a type of squirrel. They don't live in Hong Kong, but there is a different type of squirrel which can be seen in some parks. The young yak yanked the boat's sails up at the Yacht Club. There are all kinds of boats in Hong Kong. You can see cruise ships, cargo ships, sailboats, ferries, junk boats, and even dragon boats. The zippy zebra zoomed through the zoological and botanical gardens. The zoo has been open for over 150 years and is one of the oldest in the world. There are many birds, plants, and mammals like lemurs and orangutans. The end.